Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of December 1st, 2013. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This week starts off with a very powerful new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And then a few days later, Mercury will move into the sign of Sagittarius. So we can expect a certain restlessness in the air this week. And in particular, there is a desire to explore. There is a desire for an adventure. And for each of us, that's going to be different, and it's going to mean different things and speak to different areas of life. But I would have spoken of this in the December 2014 monthly horoscopes for all the signs. But I do think that this week in particular, as the energy starts to shift, so we've got new moon in Sag, we've got Mercury moving into Sag, but what we also have towards the end of the week is Mars moving into a new sign as well, which in general does bring a notable shift of energy and sometimes a feeling of restlessness as well with that. But Mars is moving into the sign of Libra, and this is at the very beginning of a very long process. Mars is going to spend an unusually long time in the sign of Libra in the coming months and into 2014. And so really, this is the time to start paying attention to what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you most desire to do? What are you itching to do? What is it that you feel restless that if you don't do, you're just going to burst or something? Whatever that is, whatever you feel is going to bring greater enthusiasm to your life, whatever you need to shift to bring greater enthusiasm to your life, this is the time to start implementing it. But in particular, notice how your energy starts to shift, where your lessons are coming up, where it comes to where you can take greater ownership for the change you wish to experience and how to best direct your energy to go in the direction you desire to go. These are going to be the sacred lessons that come up now, but especially with Mars spending an unusually long time in a single sign, these are also going to be lessons that begin to make themselves known towards the end of the week. How all this speaks to you in your sign is coming up right now. Aries, with Mars moving into the sign of Libra. I spoke about this at length in your 2014 love horoscope video, but it's fair to say that right about now, you're going to start noticing that you really want a relationship and you want to be spending a lot of time with other people, one-on-one in particular, and learning about yourself in that context, learning about how you best want to be, how to best direct your energy. But more than that, I think about this idea of Mars. Mars is a very self-contained individual planet, really, and is your representative in the sky. And it has to do with how you choose to exert your influence, exert your power, take ownership for what you wish to experience, and take action in that direction. And all of that is going to be inspired through your one-on-one interactions, be they love or otherwise. So this is the time to start connecting with people and really thinking about spending one-on-one time with people, especially where you feel like you can share a little bit more privately. And with this new moon in Sagittarius, I really love this for you because it does suggest a whole new way of looking at the world, which in turn is the start of you really shifting some very important beliefs that can empower you for a very long time to come. Taurus, this week there begins a focus on your health and begins a focus that has to do with what you need to let go of in order to experience greater health. So there's an element here of you understanding what needs to end so that something even better can take root, especially where it comes to your habits and your routines, health-wise as well. If any issues should come up, they can find resolution in the coming weeks, but really any issues that do come up are there so that you can start to think about and start to implement ways in which you can experience greater health and experience greater physical strength as well. Geminis, Mercury changes signs. Your representative in the sky changes signs and moves into your opposite sign. What you also have happening is Mercury will be speaking with Neptune. And so this should be a really interesting, speaking with Mars, and then next week speaking with Neptune. So this should be a really interesting sort of build up towards that energy of Neptune, but also this week in particular, I think about how you are starting to ask yourself some tough questions. And a lot of these tough questions are going to be initiated or inspired by a partner or a partnership. And so a lot of you are going to experience this in love love. You're looking at how you are in love, if you like it. Is there communication there? Can you speak naturally and comfortably? Do you feel safe speaking? But also, what new ideas are being inspired through love, through partnership as well? And so all of these are going to come up for consideration. But what I like about this time for you is that you are starting to get clear about who you are and what you really want in another person. So you can expect some flirtations to happen certainly as well. For Cancers out there, Cancers, my fabulous Cancers out there, I really like this week for you because the energy shifts and the focus becomes on matters of, on the one hand, there is sort of an immediate focus with this new moon. But what I really like about this time for you is that there is an understanding that home is where the heart is, that really is where your base is. That's what you got to get right in order for everything else to make sense. And I think you're going to start spending a lot more time at home. You're going to start feeling this drive. It starts late this week, but really is going to continue with you in the weeks to come, where you are starting to feel like you've got to get right within your own skin, get right with feeling comfortable with yourself, and a part of that is your most immediate space. And so you can expect to spend a little bit more time on your own, but it really is an indication that you're growing more comfortable with yourself. So it truly is very empowering. You can see the beginning of changes happening on the home front for you as well as part of these larger lessons I spoke of. Leos, this week does promise a lot of fun and fertility. So this can be literal fertility in terms of your body. So you can decide how you're going to use that energy. But this can also be fertility of ideas and creativity. So this is a time when you really want to value your ideas, but also there just seems to be joy with you. If you have children, you're going to find yourself communicating with them a lot more, interacting with them a lot more, and enjoying that repartee, if you will, and enjoying the new ideas that are stimulated between you two or more. But what I really like about this week for you is that you do come to understand a little bit more about what it means for you to enjoy your life and to find a sense of fulfillment within yourself and to value your creativity. And that's what makes this week very special for you. Virgo. This week does promise the beginning of a long process of you getting your money right. And there does look like some financial opportunity is very likely to come up. But more than that, I'm also seeing opportunity where it comes to you really looking at how it is that you are feeling about yourself and how that is contributing to your money, and where your self-concept could actually improve so that your money can improve as well. But all in all, it does look like, as I said, it's the start of a long process for you. So usually when I see this process starting up, it does suggest new financial opportunities. It may take you into next week to fully see them materialize, but it does look like you are beginning a process of getting very busy, going about the business of making money for yourself. And in the process, you're going to come to understand your own value, your own worth in much more empowered terms. For Libras out there, this is Mars moving into your sign. Mars moving into your sign does suggest a time of a lot of empowerment, a time when you just cannot deny what it is that frustrates you about your life and what must change. And you start taking ownership for the change that you wish to experience. This is about you deciding on your direction and taking action towards it. There's a very strong physical element to this as well. So make sure that you're moving your body. That's going to be really important in the weeks to come. But also, I have to say, I look at this new moon for you, and it looks like words and communication are going to be a part of what inspires the changes for you, or at least allow the roots of changes to begin for you. But the changes are going to be a process in the coming weeks and months ahead. And so understand that whatever realizations come up now, cherish them. They're valuable. And at the same time, know that you are heading in a direction where you're going to understand your own power, and you're going to understand your power of initiative a lot more deeply as we go forward. For Scorpios out there, what I like about this week for you is the financial focus, is the fact that Sagittarius, this new moon in Sagittarius, is speaking to you in a financial sense, if you will, and is speaking to you in the sense of asking you to begin again. Now, usually with a new moon in a part of the sky that has to do with money, usually does indicate some new financial prospect shows up for you, some new way of earning your way, of making your money. But what I really like about this is mainly it is the opportunity for you to decide what it is that is worth working towards, what it is that you want to enforce, what it is that you believe is going to allow you to create greater prosperity for yourself, but the kind that's secure. So this has to do with you understanding that you are responsible for providing for yourself and then taking action in support of that. But usually with the new moon, I would say to you, make sure that you're thinking about ideas, because it does look like a new idea just comes. It's very possible that someone who you don't know, or someone very different from yourself, who in some way would be foreign to you in terms of their, whether it's their culture, their religion, or their language, is part of facilitating greater prosperity for you this week. Sagittarius, for you, fabulous Sagittarius, this is a new moon in your sign. You have a new moon in your sign this week. This is very powerful. You pretty much only get one a year, and this is your one shot. It's your personal new year, and this is a time when you get to begin again. You get to start again. And so what is that going to mean for you? What is it that's most close to your heart that you want to begin again? And I'm seeing Sagittarius out there actually be very bold and taking at least one very bold step, deciding what direction they want to go in and committing to it and going for it. And really, this is a process that's going to be with you. What you put into place now is actually the beginning steps of a journey that's going to be with you, that really you're going to see fuller fruition come 6 months down the road. But I do think it's going to take you a full year, really, just a little bit over a year, 13 moons, they say. So 13 phases of 28 and a half days it's going to take you for you to really understand what is it that you put into place now, and how it is that what you put into place now is going to characterize the coming period for you. And as I said, it's very close to the heart, so trust your inspiration. Capricorns are going to love the really quiet nature of this week. There's a meditative quality this week, but I can't promise you that that's all it's going to be, because it does look like by the time Mars moves into Libra, there's this shift in focus for you on your career, on the big picture, and you're going to be working very hard beginning now, but really in the months to come, achieving something really big. You're driven, you want the big dream, and you're willing to take the effort and go for it. So trust whatever projects it is that show up for you now, because it does suggest that you are onto something big. That's the best way to describe it. You're onto something big, and you see the work that needs to be done. So commit to the process and do that work. It's not going to be a simple, easy thing, but at the end of it, when I look at where you are a year from now, once Mars has done its whole tour in your career sector, once you are there, you really are a different person. You're a person who understands yourself and your power to make dreams happen very differently. And you're a person with much more self-respect. So trust the inspirations that come up now. Your greatest inspirations are going to happen in the dream time, in the quiet spaces of your own heart. But it's in that space that a really brilliant idea comes up, and you know that you have to work on it. And by the time we get you to the end of the week, you can't stop yourself from taking action towards those big dreams. Aquarians out there, this week with Sagittarius, a new moon in Sagittarius is very harmoniously placed for you. And it's said that this is sort of like the home sector for you in the sky. And what I mean by that, it's where you feel most in your element. And for you, as the sign that rules, having to do with connecting with humanity and also connecting to groups as well, I do think friendship-wise, your circle is about to advance big time. It's about to open up, and you can expect the beginning of a very social time for you. I think you're going to enjoy it very, very much. This is really the time when the holiday parties are going to kick into gear for you, because I think once we get you a little bit towards the end of the year, you may not be as much in a party mood, but especially right about now, it does look like something's shifting for you. You're really understanding yourself and your place within the larger context, and you're understanding how people actually carry gifts. You know, it's said that people carry messages, and you are really starting to see that now, where people are going to inspire you to actually make some changes so that you can move towards your bigger hopes and your bigger wishes. But it happens in the fun moments. So make sure that you allow yourself to get out there and enjoy the company of others, because not only will you enjoy yourself, but it's likely to be life-changing. And Pisces, I love this week for you because it does suggest a time when you are very focused on career, but more than that, it looks like a time of achievement and accomplishment and a new project that shows up for you with the new moon in the part of the sky that has to do with career advancement. There's also a possibility that there's an authority figure, a new boss or something that shows up and really believes in you, carries some opportunity, and allows you to, or facilitates in some way, some sort of advancement for you. And so be open to that possibility. And it does look like you're interacting and talking with people in power a lot more as well. And this ultimately is only going to help you. Don't expect it to help you immediately. I want to say that. Make sure the connections are genuine, because ultimately that's what creates the greater success, is when you sort of relax and allow genuine connections to foster. Then from that space, you're able to achieve so much more because there is that commonality there. So instead of trying to force a connection so that someone will help you immediately, relax a little, allow natural connections to take place, and allow those bonds to bloom, because the people you meet now certainly can open a lot of doors for you for a very long time to come. I will stop there. Thank you so much for this moment with you in these wonderful weekly interactions that we have. I wish you all good things. It'll be a great week. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.